Alright, here we go. Forbidden Sanctum Reveal. I'm excited.
Many have met their fate here in the shade of Fell Shrine. So, step lightly. But here you are bound by new rules. My rules.
Ooh, that was a big hit. Tornado shot. Arc. Cleave.
Each step with gold to tempt you. A foe to wound you.
We collect candles.
A curse to spite you.
Monster increased life.
But do not
Ooh,
give up.
that looks
For
scary.
vast riches await the bold.
Okay. Some kind of like ultimatum kind of thing. Are those candles?
And one day you may uncover its secrets.
Yikes. This monster. Boss. New skills. Nice. That looked cool. Okay. The new staff? Huh? Alright, well, we got a week. We can go into the Forbidden Sanctum.
The Sanctum Challenge League is a roguelike game, played out one room at a time as you explore Rayclast and the Atlas in Path of Exile.
Cool.
In every area or map you enter, you can make a choice of which room in the Sanctum you will explore next. You should expect that your early attempts will fail, but over time, you'll be able to push yourself farther and farther.
Yeah.
As you progress
Don't
through
use
the
double
season,
strike.
You'll find a variety of treasures that will help you eventually fight your way to the dangers that await you at the end of its 4 floors. Eventually, by endgame, you may be able to push through all 4 floors.
This reminds me of Hades.
And these telegraphed attacks are not affected by regular Path of Exile defensive mechanics, such as evasion, armor, or block. While these attacks do some nominal damage to your regular
But spell
life,
suppression?
the bulk of their impact is against your resolve, or causing Sanctum rooms to spawn volatile anomalies that follow you.
No.
These minor afflictions accumulate as you get deeper and deeper into a run, making it more challenging.
They looked good though.
Major afflictions exist and are a big deal, or recovering your resolve to 50% the next time you run out.
This is complicated.
Due to the vast variety
Good
of
thing.
afflictions and boons, no 2 runs are the same. You may fail on the way, so if you do manage it, expect a good experience boost for your achievement.
That was pretty substantial. We don't know what level they are though.
You can find is a special type of relic called a sanctified relic that has mods that directly affect your character's build.
Oh.
You can only unlock 1 slot for this type of relic. These relics exist for this league only and provide a boost to character power for players who are able to master the Sanctum.
Cool.
We have removed all boss bonuses from the Atlas tree, and have baked some of them into the actual base properties of the boss fights. For example, you don't need to allocate the
That
gaze
abyss
to the
thing.
most notable that makes the Elder more likely to drop a Watcher's Eye, as he just has that drop chance built in now. For each of the 10 leagues that the tree lets you disable, we've added a bunch more passives to the tree.
10%
These passives
chance.
allow you to increase the league spawn chance to much higher levels than currently possible, and juice the league even further than before.
Cool.
Rusted scarabs can now drop from the core drop pool, and we've added a vendor recipe that allows you to upgrade your scarabs up to gilded using the normal 3-to-1 ratio. You can also perform this action from your fragment tab using the new upgrade button.
Yay.
Made reward. The Wrath of the Cosmos keystone has been reworked. Previously, it was so rewarding that players felt obligated to use it despite its extreme level of difficulty.
Yep.
It has retained the risk versus reward element, but with the overall intensity toned down. You can now also get awakened gems from defeating Maven Witness map bosses.
That's really
Each
cool.
reward helps further balance the expected returns from the various types of influence. The Beast Ray memory line allows you to capture harvest monsters as beasts for your menagerie. These harvest beasts can be used in 9 new beast crafting recipes.
Okay.
These recipes
Hey, they used it on a yellow
For
map.
example, you can remove one of the special modifiers from a Watcher's Eye Jewel and then add another. This can have potent
What?
results, but won't affect the life, mana, or energy shield modifiers. You can re-roll an awakened gem from one type to another.
Cool.
Another example is that you can also reroll a Synthesis Implicit modifier. If your item has more than one Synthesis Implicit, it will randomly reroll one.
Okay, so we're never going to see these things.
Thrusts you into a tale of Pantheon gods that stand watch over their shrines.
New
Listen to the new
skills.
melee vowels. Volcanic Fissure is a new fiery slam skill that can be used with staves, maces, axes, and unarmed attacks. Strike the ground to create a chasm that winds towards your target. This chasm can path a
New Molten Strike.
as the fissure gets as close as it can reach.
Without the forced melee target.
Fiery projectiles that explode on striking the ground. Frozen Legion is an unusual spell, summoning a ring of icy statues that attack with your own weapon damage. This skill has multiple cooldown stacks and consumes all cooldown uses at once to summon a statue for each available cooldown. The statues perform a sweeping ice slash, and these sweeps can overlap, resulting in multiple hits against targets close to you. This spell can be used with staves, maces, and axes.
It's really cool.
It's particularly powerful with slow, heavy weapons. If you like Flicker Strike, you'll love Val Flicker Strike, as it really dials up the concept of letting fate take the wheel. Val Flicker Strike causes you to flicker dozens of extra times, slashing enemies. During this time, you don't deal any damage to the enemies you slash. Val Cleave is a new Val skill that buffs the behavior of its non-Val version, in a similar way to how Val Reeve works. Val Cleave triggers two buffs. One when you
Gives you even more AoE.
One when you kill either a rare or unique enemy. That +2 radius buff is looking pretty good now, right? Don't hurt me. We'll showcase the other new Val skills we're introducing over the coming week. In this expansion, we're promoting 10 iconic but underused unique weapons to the same tier of rarity as Mageblood and Headhunter. We are buffing them a gigantic amount and are making them incredibly hard to find.
Okay.
Remember when Starforge used to be an exciting item? Well, after this change, it certainly is again. Over the next week, we'll reveal the other unique weapons that have been massively buffed. We have targeted around 10 iconic underused unique weapons and have generated
That's
a
huge.
damage stat, but by a lot. We've added a handful of new, very powerful unique jewels, and
That
around
one's
a
cool.
less interesting ones. We have replaced Arch Nemesis with a system that is more similar to the way monster mods worked in the past.
Extra fire damage and exposure, it's all it read.
Do one thing and very clearly state what they do. Each encounter with a rare monster is now less complex and is easier to understand in the heat of combat compared to Arch Nemesis. The Delirious Hideout decoration lets you summon delirium fog in your hideout at will, complete with strange voices and terrifying apparitions.
No, don't want that.
The Forge Guard armor set summons a hammer and anvil so that everyone nearby can watch you craft.
It's really cool.
The Ethereal Fusing effect turns your item linking attempts into a spectator sport. If you manage to hit a 6 link, people watching are even prompted to send a congratulatory message.
Ha! That's awesome.
The Stampede Quicksilver Flask makes you the leader of your own personal rower herd. Activating the flask causes a host of ghostly rowers to charge alongside you.
Okay.
This is the Gemling Artificer armor set. It is inlaid with gems that match the gems you've socketed in your items.
Yo,
Crafting gems
that's
with gem headers present
awesome.
in orbs or regrading lenses visualizes the process for all to see. This armor set also includes alternate gem level up effects.
Cool.
Rose Ring blesses you with a constant shower of coins, and it helps you thank players you've traded with through a hearty fist bump. The
That's
consuming
cool.
Ghost Pet bounces alongside you and devours corpses in your wake, spitting out a tidy pile of bones. Kadiro has hundreds of lines of voice acting.
What? Oh, a mighty headhunter. I'm so impressed.
I really like this too.
Brain
Alright. Patch notes waiting room. So let's go through the Forbidden Sanctum page here. In the Forbidden Sanctum, you'll test your resolve as you make your way through the Sanctum's dangerous halls. In the Sanctum, each decision you make can cost you greatly. December expansion introduces the Sanctum Challenge League, improvements to Path of Exiles in-game, alongside 2 new skill gems, 7 new Vol skills, 15 new uniques, balance change to jewels, hexes, monster mods, unique weapons, and more. And Ruthless mode, new way to play Path of Exile with extreme item scarcity. Dare to enter. In this league, you'll discover the Forbidden Forbidden Sanctum, an ancient Templar enclave hidden beneath the Fellshrine ruins. Abandoned for a long time, it is now controlled by a malevolent entity. You must explore it, uncover its secrets, and deal with the evil that lurks within. Test your resolve. On entering the Sanctum, you'll uncover a map that reveals a few of the rooms ahead of you. Sparse details of the room and its rewards are shown, so you must plan carefully, as each mistake will dwindle your resolve. When your resolve runs out, your Sanctum run ends. Each time you enter the Sanctum, you will seek to push yourself further than before through its 4 floors. So I guess those 4 floors, it's kind of a roguelite thing. Makes me think of Slay the Spire as you like progress through. You can't see what's ahead of you until you get close to it, so you'll push through as you go. It looks cool, seems complicated with the resolve, the coins, and the mods and stuff you can get. All kinds of different looking enemies and stuff in here. The Sanctum's rooms hold many secrets. Some contain ancient fountains you can rest at, just restore a portion of your resolve. Others will curse you with an affliction, hindering your progress. These afflictions stack up as you explore deeper and deeper within the Sanctum. You can also receive boons, blessings that help you overcome the Sanctum's dangers. Each time you enter the Sanctum, you will encounter a unique layout that you must assess and adapt to as you explore. So there's a fountain, or restore resolve. Okay, got rusted Descry, 50% increased resolve recovered. Old trophy, your Aureus coins are increased by 10% on room completion, removed when purchase something from the merchant. The next minor boon you gain is converted to a random major boon. There's also downsides, like lose 30 Aureus coins on room completion door tax. Inside the Sanctum, you will find gold coins called Aureus, a currency that the Templar used for commerce. It is stored in treasure chests and falls from slain monsters. Although these coins belong to the Sanctum and will not leave with you, they can be traded with a merchant who you may encounter from time to time. Spend your Aureus wisely, as it can be used to purchase a crucial boon when the time is right. So here is Diviana merchant offering boons or Aureus coins. Next purchase has no cost. Interesting. Aureus coins are increased by 10% on room completion. You can reroll the shop. Cool. Alright, you can get a relic. Monsters have reduced action speed. That's cool. Bet your life. The sinister powers controlling the Sanctum will occasionally present you with an accursed pact. These pacts offer you a power benefit with a dangerous cost. Although the pact will tempt you greatly, you must choose with care. The result of your choice could signal the end of your time in the Sanctum or be the turning point in your success. You gain a random major boon, but lose 50% max resolve. Resolve recovered is doubled. Maximum resolve is lowered by 50% of recovered resolve. 50% less resolve lost in boss rooms. More resolve lost in non-boss rooms. I guess this is the pact thing. There's another one. Gain inspiration to random minor boons. Remove tight choker. Gain random minor affliction. Lose 200 resolve. And lose max resolve. Another one. Gain Divina's gift. Lose max resolve. Minor boon. Minor affliction. Remove unhallowed ring or minor affliction. Okay. Reap or weep. Many rooms of the Sanctum will offer you a choice of currency. You can take the reward now or leave it behind with the promise of an even larger reward later. Deferring your reward to the end of the current floor, end of the entire Sanctum, escalates it with great risk. If you run out of resolve before reaching this goal, you lose everything you gambled. Do you believe in yourself enough to take the risk and potentially reap a massive reward, or do you play it safe and leave with what you have? So you can take 2 horizons now, receive 6 GCP at the end of the floor, 18 chaos if you complete all 4 floors. And then there are Templar relics. So it looks like you have a relic altar you can store these in. Add just passive buffs for you. 30 crit multi for attack damage. Strike skills an additional nearby enemy. That one's really good. Increased effective non-curse auras and AoE and Leaf Shade. Crazy. Can't see what's on those. I guess these are sanctified relics. A very rare type that directly affects your character's build. You may only use one of these, but its benefits stay with you beyond the Sanctum walls and bestows the Templar's power on you as you journey through Rayclast. So this is a buff outside of just the Sanctum. That's cool. Defeat the Sanctum's Guardians. Forbidden Sanctum is home to many bosses, including random mini-boss encounters, bosses at the end of each floor, and an ultimate showdown against the entity that controls the Sanctum. These fights yield valuable rewards, including relics, piles of Aureus coins, masses of experience, and new unique items, and more. So in-game, we have a Fracturing Orb now that we can get from Harbingers that can fracture an item with 4 more mods, given that it's not influenced or synthesized. There are new memories with new shrines and capturable harvest beasts used for special crafting recipes. I think these are probably going to be really rare, but you can now use these on lower level maps they showed in the video. Rebalanced Eldritch Altars, Maven Witness map bosses are now a source of awakened gems. That's cool. New gems, we get Frozen Legion. It's a cold attack and spell. Cooldown time, you use the number of uses of it and it spawns icy statues. Like here, just use all 6 of them and then they will build back up and then they'll swing your weapon. It's an interesting cooldown attack there. And there's the Volcanic Fissure. It's like Sunder plus Molten Strike, it seems. It releases a wave, then busts out some molten fiery balls that can shotgun, it looks like. It's good. And then there's a bunch of new Vol skill gems, including a Vol Flicker Strike and a Vol Cleave. Vol Cleave appears to retain the AoE buff similar to a Vol Reeve, but getting the damage out of Reeve is still an issue, but they have buffed a bunch of uniques. So they made some of the uniques really rare, like Headhunter level rare, but they're very, very powerful, like Soul Taker now, and they buffed Starforge massively. So these are going to be good weapons to build around. And then there's also the Progenesis Flask. When hit during the effect of this flask, 25% of life lost from damage occurs over 4 seconds instead, and Eternal Damnation. Gain additional elemental damage reduction equal to half your chaos resistance, and you lose max res for that. And these drop off of Ubers. I don't like the fact that they're unique items tied to the Ubers when it's supposed to be optional content. If you're going to want something from that specific boss, now there's an extra level you have to be able to do the Ubers to get these extra things when the game is not balanced around all builds being able to access that. So I'm not a fan of stuff being locked behind the supposed optional content. And then Arch Nemesis got reworked, new Jewel Balance. When you kill an enemy affected by a non-aura hex, become immune to curses for remaining hex duration. That's really cool. And there's Ailment of Void stuff on Jewels, Ruthless, Kyrix Vault, and new supporter packs, one of which comes with a talking Kadiro with lots of voice lines. So that looks cool. Let's look at the patch notes. So let's go. 3-month challenge league, new gems. Okay, new Vol gems. We got Vol Cleave, Vol Flicker Strike, Vol Blade Flurry, Vol Venom Gyre, Vol Molten Strike, Vol Caustic Arrow, Vol Volcanic Fissure, and Vol Smite. Very cool. Fracturing Orb, new 15 new uniques, new div cards, 2 new Atlas Masteries, Kalandra's Touch, unique ring added to the core drop pool, new art for granted exceptional Eekers. Atlas changes, awaken gems off Maven bosses. Maps we get back: Academy, Bazaar, Burial Chambers, Cage, Channel, City Square, Courthouse, Courtyard, Coves, Estuary, Forbidden Woods, Graveyard, Haunted Mansion, Iceberg, Infested Valley, Ivory Temple, Lookout, Mineral Pools, Primordial Blocks. Been a while since we've seen that one. Sepulchre, Shipyard, Spider Lair, Sunken City, Toxic Sewer, and Volcano. We're losing Arena, Arid Lake, Armory, Barrows, Belfry, Bramble Valley, Cells, Chateau, Dig, Excavation, Fungal Hollow, Jungle Valley, Lava Chambers, not in this one, yay. Marshes, Mud Geyser, Park, Pin, Racecourse, Ramparts, Stagnation, Summit, Vault, Waste Pool, Waterways, and Wharf. Cool. Map tiers and locations are shuffled. Pantheon bosses are changed. Divination cards are changed. Bijou's in Grotto. Buried Treasures in Grotto. Gift of Aznath's in Grotto. The Endurance is in Grotto. The Mind Eyes is in Grotto. The Wolf is in Grotto. Time Lost Relics in Grotto. Volatile Power is in Grotto. The Nurse and the Offering are in Carcass. The Aesthet is in Carcass. The Bear Woman's in Cemetery. The Mountain can be found in Volcano. Transformation now rewards Tainted Mythic Orb. Eagle's Prophecy now awards Double Corrupted Unique Elegant Round Shield. Found in Temple of Atzwaddle. Vile Power Divination cards re-enabled. Mad King and Note in the Wind. Okay. Monster mods. Arch Nemesis. They did the Balance Manifesto on that. Same with Eldritch altars, jewels and ailment mitigation. Following unique jewels can be only contained as corruption outcomes. At Zeri's Rain, brute force solution, careful planning, chill of corruption, efficient training, energized armor, energy from within, fertile mind, fevered mind, fluid motion, fortress covenant, fragility, healthy mind, hidden potential, inertia, pacifism, powerlessness, quickening covenant, rain of splinters, F, reckless defense, seething fury, self-flagellation, soul's wick, the golden rule, and 2 dust. Replicable primordial might and replica reckless defense are the only replica jewels that are able to be obtained. Primordial might, harmony, and imminence no longer in the core drop pool and are now found from another more deterministic source. 6 new vendor recipes for Dead Reckoning, Endless Misery, Spirit Guards, and the 3 combat focus jewels. Ancient Orbs, Altar, Sacrifice, and Temple of Atsuato can no longer be used on unique jewels, flasks, or maps. No more Ancient Orbs on flasks? Not like it gives you the taste of hate anyways. Moment chance for Spark and EK that cause projectiles to fire in a circle. Cool. Frostblades no longer has increased projectile speed. Quality on Frostblades no longer gives increased damage. Prefix modifiers that can roll on jewels, mana reservation efficiency, and increase flask effect duration. Curses, changing all kinds of stuff there. Heretics fails, give it +2 now, and increased reservation efficiency, so this is going to be better. Prospery's Will now has increased evasion, better than it was, and always poison on hit against cursed enemies, up from 60% chance. Buff to the Chaos Res, still no life, but buffs. Fieldman's Trickery unique helmet, no longer 20% chance to curse non-cursed enemies with a random hex. New versions now have cursed enemies with a random hex, ignoring curse limit. So big. It's a really good helmet. X-Touch has less effect to supported curses. It's fair. Blasphemy is less effect to supported curses. Quality is AoE instead of effect. I actually like that change. Hexes applied by Bane have 25% less effect. That means you should use Vixen's Entrapment to apply Despair if you use Bane. Curse on hit modifiers on Influence Rings no longer have separate tiers. Alright, and then buffs to curses. Well, nerf to Elemental Weakness. This is granted. Like, this is needed. Elemental Weakness is too good compared to the others. So the others are getting nerfed as well. No longer the extra % on quality. And that's not gotten back anywhere else. Okay, Cluster Jewels can now roll whatever hex can apply to hexproof enemies. I like this. That's something. It's giving us something to deal with the hexproof, and with extra buff effects on top. +1 max elemental resistances if you've killed a cursed enemy recently for LE weakness. It's cool. Profane Bloom now has 50% chance, up from 40, but they lost Malediction. And then curses are now going to be better against bosses. Ooh, Despair. No longer causes enemies to take increased damage from damage over time. No longer gives added flat damage, but it now is more effective at minus Chaos Res. Increased damage from damage over time is on Anomalous Despair now. Okay, interesting. Okay, in-game unique weapons. Zeri's Disfavor buffed with damage and 8 range. No longer +2 support gems, but now +30 quality. Beano's Kitchen Knife, big damage upgrade. Bloodseeker Claw, damage upgrade, big damage upgrade. Divinarius, big spell damage upgrade. Life and mana per kill, big crit chance, big crit multi. Divinarius is huge. Sentius Sanguis, unique claw, like tripled the max lightning damage. Kingmaker, damage increase. Kitava's Feast, increase the melee splash. This is a good Flicker Strike weapon. Lionized Glare got a big damage increase. This is amazing. I love this. Marahai Urki, damage increase. Savior, big damage increase. Soul Taker, massive damage increase. Replica Soul Taker is gone. Starforge, big damage increase. Fire Nostra, damage increase. Void Forge, no longer has increased physical damage, but has 700% physics extra of random element, up from 300, so massive. Voltaxic Rift loses the shock chance but gains lots of extra damage and has 100% of lightning damage converted to chaos, previously 60. Cool. Mitigating monster life regen, new sources of that. Okay. Nearby enemies have 50% reduced life regeneration rate. That's cool. Soul of Beslatha Pantheon upgraded. That's good. Most strike melee skills currently reliant on ways to strike extra target or deal splash damage in order to compete with other builds clearing groups of enemies. Add melee splash access to the passive skill tree and move the single additional strike to attack mastery instead of a specific node. Rival Fury now has melee strike skills deal splash damage to surrounding targets. So you can melee splash on the tree. You can get the strike additional enemies, but lose the distance. Okay, Pious Path. Consecrated ground you create causes life regen to also recover energy shield for you and allies. So having 50% increased effect of consecrated ground you create on top of this feels overboard, but this was to scale the curse effect reduction, like, no longer gives the increased effect of consecrated ground. So the reduced effect of curses you got from being on consecrated ground is not getting scaled as it used to make you curse immune, I think, while on consecrated ground. That's something to deal with. Spectral Helix and Lightning Conduit, too strong. Lower the damage of the two skills. Big damage loss for Spectral Helix and for Lightning Conduit, okay? Lightning Strike, change the number of additional projectiles fired by Lightning Strike. It now requires more investment and additional projectiles for improved clear speed. So it now fires 2 additional projectiles instead of 4 up to 7. Okay, they nerfed that hard. Okay, Divergent Second Wind. Life regeneration has bugs. Quality on the skills changed. Now recovers 0 to 1% life when you use support skills instead of over 1 second. Onslaught is now a buff, and modifiers to buff effect now apply to Onslaught. This include flask effect modifiers when Onslaught is provided through a flask. Cool. Flask effect modifiers are now able to roll on silver flasks. Withering Step and Elusive. Withering Step could be used to keep up a far stronger elusive effect on average, especially in combination with Nightblade. Normally, you would have to wait for Elusive to gradually lose effectiveness and fall off before you can gain Elusive again, but Withering Step, you could replace the existing Elusive. Yep, I did that in Delve. Withering Step can no longer be used while already elusive. Okay, big nerf to Nightblade. Ancestor Totem, buff effects linger for 3 seconds, which replaces the 50% increased totem placement range. Tainted Orb of Fusings got buffed to match where they were in Scourge League. That's good. Sirius Arena. Hard to tell where the edge of Sirius Arena is when environmental decorations are visually de-atomized. We've changed these visuals so you can still tell where the edge of the arena is. Okay, Corrosive Hunger. Reduce the rate at which players gain stacks of Corrosive Hunger in the Infinite Hunger boss fight. Okay, so that might help the sub area. Additional captures of beasts when playing in a party are now rolled on a per player basis, with the chance being tied to the quantity bonus granted for playing in a party. The owner of the instance is still guaranteed to receive the captured beast. So no longer 100% guarantee for party beast capturing. That's going to be an issue, maybe when it comes to like a BPL. Atlas Memories now drop identified. Remove the guaranteed rogue marker drop from Act 6. There's always like the first enemy you kill drop the rogue markers once you got to Act 6. Monster Balance. Boiling Ambushers now cast Frostbite instead of Elemental Weakness. Bone Prison skill now has a small gap to run out through. Okay, could be a change indicated by Ruthless, because, yep, that would destroy you. Magnus Stone Thorn's cast when damage taken Molten Shell now requires more damage to be triggered, now absorbs more damage in map areas, proportional to the life changes that Rogue Exiles received in 3.19. Okay. Kirak mods, Anarchy, Domination, Breach, Beyond, Harbinger, Delirium, and Ritual. Quest changes for new gems. No more multiple totems for the Witch. UI changes. Add a display that details the effects of all Eldritch altars that have been selected in the area. Cool. Right click the Chronicles of Swaddle. Now there's a mini energy shield bar above your life pool on the, like above your character you can use. Improve the scroll speed of the friends and guild selections in the social panel. That's cool. You can right click Divine Vessels to use it in your hideout, and then bug fixes. Okay, so I didn't see it. Control F, Seismic. Nope, no Seismic. Trap changes. No mana skill changes. Lots of cool unique changes. And then Arch Nemesis getting reworked. I think my big takeaway is that I don't like Uber drop only uniques, which this is will be the third league that's been a thing that's possible. I don't like that. I guess at the same time, like, you have to incentivize, like, I don't know, do you need to incentivize doing the uber bosses in a game where, like, not every skill is equally able to do it? Like, if everything was balanced up to a point of what Seismic Trap can do, maybe then, but yeah, I don't know. But that's all I've got for this. It looks like it's going to be fun. I'm definitely starting Ruthless mode, probably softcore SSF, and see what we can do, however we do it, and that'll come up next week. Nothing really crazy in here, aside from just like the basic stuff that they went through in the balance manifestos. So the melee splash thing is interesting. The new uniques are interesting, but they're never gonna drop. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for this. Gonna be doing some variety stuff till League launches, but yeah, expect some Ruthless mode from me. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button, as it really helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss more videos from me. If you'd like to help support my channel, please consider using the super thanks to the heart icon just below the video, or by joining to become a member. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.